Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Volley Rally. Today, I have Andrew Waddle, Service Drive Manager from Toyota of Redlands, with me today. Andrew, really appreciate you taking the time. How are you doing today?
Good, good, good. How are you?
Doing awesome. We love getting a chance to sit down and talk with one of our customers and getting the opportunity for you to talk about your experience, and we really appreciate you taking the time.
Of
So,
course, no problem.
with that said, can you tell us a little bit about Service Drive Manager? You are managing the BDC. What does your day to day look like?
Well, day to day, as far as managing the BDC, I got to make sure that they have enough calls to make if they don't have inbound calls coming in. So whether I'm going through Toyota's database on what VIN numbers or what cars we need to get in, I'm skimming through those and I'm feeding Volley those VINs, and then it basically does it itself after that. It just works itself out. The system through Volley, it just goes one at a time, and I'm sure you've seen how it works. Obviously, you know how it works, but it's pretty sleek system. You kind of just all you got to do is just upload stuff into it, and then everything else kind of goes itself out.
So, what did the BDC look like before you started using Volley?
Before that, we were just printing out sheets and sheets of paper, wasting a crap ton of paper, and it was a slog. It was not very efficient or good or trackable. Um, it was very difficult on management to determine who's doing what and who's productive and who's not. So, I mean, we could see their appointment, totals at the end of the day or the end of the week, but we couldn't tell in a given moment from an hour to hour who's doing what and through that day. If somebody was having an off day or something like that, we couldn't tell. So this has allowed us to monitor our agents extremely well and coach them up and kind of get them to the place where we want them to be.
hmm And so, one of the things and we'll talk about, some of the results you've seen and improvements you've had with your appointments and other numbers. Um, Before that, though, you mentioned that there was a lot of time printing manual lists and going through all of that. That is now streamlined through Volley, like you said. It just kind of, handles it and makes it pretty easy. So, do you
Yeah.
have any idea what is the amount of time that you and your team are getting back due to switching to Volley?
Oh man, I don't even know if I could quantify that. I feel like we get through these lists. Gosh, it's really hard to say, but it's got to be like 100 times faster than we would just doing regular lists. It would be somewhere around there. It's kind of hard for us to quantify it and compare it. It just feels like it's been such a long time ago that we were on paper lists that I'm so glad we don't have to do that anymore.
And it's also hard to quantify. Now Volley will tell you, how long your agents are spending on calls, how long there's, every step of it, and how much time you're taking. Before when it was a little more manual, is it fair to say that you really didn't
Oh yeah.
know how much time it
Well,
was
sure.
taking
And
you to
then,
print those lists and such?
exactly, because we would give them the list and they would make their notes on it, but they would keep the list. We wouldn't get them back and sift through 100 pages of which ones they made contact with and which ones did they set appointments on. We weren't going to do that. That would be a job in itself. So it's almost like Volley helps us. It's like another manager there to help the service BDC. So yeah.
hmm do you remember, were you looking for something like Volley, or did you just kind of happen into it?
We did. We got this idea from another dealer that is in our 20 group. And they came to us and said, "Hey, have you guys?" Because they heard about our woes with our TLE. Since our manufacturer expanded our area, we've had a hard time being efficient and getting people from new areas in. And the guy at their 20 group heard about it and said, "Hey, have you guys looked at Volley? Because we raised our TLE like 4% in a matter of like 6 months to a year." And we were just like, "There's no way you did that. That would take forever." And lo and behold, we started back in March last year at 97%, and as of today, we're at 101. So we did exactly what they did, we're able to do, and we're still climbing, which is
Mhm.
exciting. So
And that's a great metric. And one of the key things that Toyota is, grading, so to speak, the store on is your TLE scores. Um,
mhm.
can you just take a minute and for anyone who's not Toyota, what does a 4 point increase mean to the store?
Gosh, I mean, as far as if you want to relate it to like dollar amounts, I mean, or percentages, I mean, October was a 14% increase year over year. November was a 23% increase year over year. December was 19%. January was 21%. Just to give you an idea, January of 24, we probably had average about 95 appointments a day. And this year we were averaging about 150. Some days we were up to 170 appointments a day. So it's just allowed us to fill our schedule to capacity basically on a regular basis, which last year during these times of the year, it was a struggle getting our schedule full. So
Hmm.
that's what it's been able to do for us in that regard. But yeah.
How do your advisors feel about having the bays full all the time?
Oh, I mean, they're happy. Techs are happy. It's just been a trickle down, from the BDC. So
Hmm.
it's been a record year for us for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. What
Yeah.
does your leadership feel about Volley?
They love it. They love me for launching it too. They said good job. So no, but no, they've been absolutely over the moon about it. I mean, I've uh I've pitched it to another sister store of ours, and they're actually signing up with you guys soon. We another dealer from our 20 group, we were able to get on board as well. So they're, everybody that we have relationships with, we're kind of sharing the wealth a little bit with you guys. So
Hmm. How do your agents enjoy using it day to day? Because they're logged in pretty much the whole time they're working. So how do they
yeah,
enjoy it?
no, they responded at the beginning. It's, just like anything new, it's, you just gotta give it a chance. And once they got going on it, it took off and they love it. They wouldn't want to go work any other way. They don't want to go back to the old way. They weren't making as many appointments. And, we have Volley alongside a pay plan that incentivizes showed appointments. So um, it's like throwing gasoline on fire is what it
Hmm.
is. It takes off. So
Yeah, that's
it,
awesome.
yeah,
So the agents, obviously anything new is anything that's a change, can be a little tough. But how
sure.
was the implementation? Was it easy?
Yeah, I mean, well, like any software, yeah, you gotta learn a little bit, but yeah, it was, I mean, if I can learn it, anybody can learn it. It's very, very straightforward, very easy. Um, it's not complicated at all. Once you play around with it for a little bit, just like any other software, it comes second nature. So
Hmm.
it was a easy launch. We had Kayla, she was great. She helped us get off the ground and get us going. So that's why we're here. I sent that thank you. So, but
Yeah, what Andrew's talking about is he sent Kayla a really nice email. I mean, you guys are great to work with too. I know you're here, talking about how Volley's helped you guys. You guys are great to work with, and that is why we wanted to get you on to talk about it. Is you sent a really really nice email to Kayla. I mean, it is fun working with folks who are fun to work with, right?
yeah, of
So,
course.
is there anything, this is all awesome. Is there anything else that a dealer who's looking at Volley should know?
Um, Embrace it. Don't be afraid of the change. It's going to be a good change. Um, yeah, that's all I could say.
Awesome. No, it's true. Once, we with Volley, we tend to say that dealers who once they get rolling, they kind of stay in motion, right?
Yeah,
The the productivity increases, and it really just starts to compound. So I think that's a great thing. So Andrew, really appreciate you taking the time. Truly mean that, and hope you have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks, you too, Jake.